I came here in response to a mysterious flyer that appeared in the mail and a daughter who insisted on coming to GCC. I fought every step, and I was very resistant. Anti-church, I think, would be an accurate assessment. Stubborn enough that when I brought her, I sat in the car and stayed in the parking lot for probably about 9 months.
Before I came to GCC, I was a single parent. I was pretty down on my luck. I was lost and I was empty, and I was looking for something to fill the void inside of me that was about as big as Texas.
GCC has changed everything. I was in 6th grade, 11 years old, and we were meeting in the movie theaters, and I came. I was at the point in my life where I was starting to figure out who I wanted to be. I was starting to wrestle with issues in my life, starting to wrestle with acceptance and purpose, and what am I supposed to do, and all this stuff, and I was trying to figure that out and think about that.
My wife and I started attending Granger Community Church about 20 years ago. 6 years ago, I was invited to the construction ministry down at MC3, where I learned about demolition and reconstruction. What I get out of the construction ministry is a sense of building something, a sense of doing something I don't normally do, a sense of helping others, an opportunity to interact with people I otherwise wouldn't interact with.
Essentially, that God led me here in preparation for my world falling apart. And God's timing led to the video coinciding with the end of my mother's life quite closely. I had several losses that coincided. I remember Dr. Bob saying that God's address is the valley of the brokenhearted, and I discovered that in a very personal way.
And so I came, and I knew that very first service that we were going to go to church here. I went on a women's retreat, and I realized at that retreat that it was Jesus that needed to be the middle, and I needed to revolve everything else around him. And so I accepted Christ at that retreat.
And so that first Sunday I had a chance, I met Rob, I saw Mark preach during the first service, and as I got to know Rob, there was something different about his life. I was so curious why he was different. I had to know more about this. There was something just drawing me to this. And ultimately I realized it was Jesus lived out through him. I saw Jesus in Rob's life and in the students' lives that I met. This is what my life is supposed to be. This is who I'm supposed to be.
Well, there's really so many opportunities that you can do at GCC, and you just got to try them. You got to find something that inspires you, somewhere where you feel a connection, somewhere you feel some real value. But you can't just sit back and wait. It's been at GCC, and particularly this last 6 years, that I've really found my purpose, where God wants me.
My encounters with God have been primarily a human connection. It's the people I found here who surrounded me, who waited with me, who held on to me, and who did not let go, even the times that I did.
When I got baptized, it was a huge moment for me. This is the turning point. And I know I had a lot of growing to do, and I know I had a long way to go, but I knew I had a starting point.
I have no doubt that my life was saved very literally. I considered suicide. I didn't find God because I finally came to church. I met Jesus through the people who reflected an unconditional love at a time when I so desperately needed it and didn't even know it.
There are many times that through the 25 years that we've hit rocky places, and I can honestly say it, I am walking hand in hand because of the trials. And this church has helped me learn how to do that. I knew that there was more to life than that emptiness I felt before I came.
My faith, my family, my friendships, my ministry and calling today has all been shaped by GCC.
You know, I've seen a lot of the milestones at GCC, from moving out of the theater to building the church, but this new normal vision is a real dramatic difference, because we're moving out into the community. We're taking the church into the community, and that's where the tremendous opportunity to help change lives.
Even now, when I come to GCC, I can walk in alone, and when I leave, I am always reminded that I am a part of something bigger. I'm a part of something eternal. I've found that the power to transform at GCC is family. GCC has become my family.